text Kennedy.
Good afternoon, world. Moments past noon. Waxahachie, Texas. This is today's the 18th of August, and this is episode number 166 of Grit and Good News. As always, we're broadcasting live from our studios here in downtown Waxahachie in the shadows of the historic Ellis County Courthouse. And I'm your co-host, Jeff Lynch. Capably manning the board is our man, Sammy Brooks, and to my right, rushing the holiday season, and nobody loves Halloween more than I am, but I swear I'm not doing anything Halloween until September 1. He's got all this.
No, this is no. This is because hey,
all that green and that
Kennedy
stuff
says
has
hi.
become Halloween.
Kennedy, I just sent you a text. And hello, Tammy. Miss Trouble is right, but this is because we're talking about UFOs and all the all the release of documents and stuff. This is a golf shirt that's got alien and the spaceships on it.
Which I remember one time I wore a fishing shirt to play golf, and I shot like the worst round of my life. I said, not one of those Magellan types. Just a
with fish on it.
Polo with fish on it. I said, no more fish.
You can't do that.
No more aliens.
That's sacrilege.
No aliens. You wear that here, but not on the golf course.
I wear this is different. You have to admit. But hey, everybody, welcome to Grit and Good News. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, noon to 1 o'clock Texas time. We also can be found on Substack.com. Search Grit and Good News for $5 a month. You will become a member, subscriber, and get a boatload of content every month for that $5. Thank you, Kennedy. I forgot something. No. Here. Thank you. And you'll get an email every Monday and Friday mornings with our content, a lot of stuff. All three of us, our things we've written and things we found and want to share with you. So please subscribe if you can. Tell your friends about Grit and Good News. We're just a few guys that like to have fun. Hey, Terry, welcome to the show, bud. Hope all is well. So we ready to get started?
Let's go, bro.
All right, as we start now with our show, we start with the funniest, weirdest, oddest, craziest, most insane,
or most beautiful.
I wouldn't go that far. Okay, looking at my list, names of athletes across the world in any sport and any level. And Sammy always starts us off. Sammy didn't do his, and now he's wanting us to bail him out.
And from the beautiful category.
All right, let's hear it.
I love the French Canadians. This name just screams French Canadian. Montreal Canadiens great forward Jean Beliveau.
Oh, that is good. Those names are good.
Yeah.
My favorite hockey name ever, besides Jose Theodore.
Josie.
Well, that too. Is Vinny LeCavalier.
That's a nice one.
That is a great name.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when we've kicked around writing books and stuff like that, and I thought, man, a great pen name would be Scotty LeCavalier. But then I thought, well, I'm going to have to say it and spell it all the time. All right, Sammy, what'd you come up with?
I love this name. The Realist Clark.
The realist Clark.
Like the realist. The Realist Clark. Kent State wide receiver with a name that sounds like an existential declaration.
Where did he play?
He played Kent State wide receiver.
That's a good one too.
The Realist.
The Realist.
He's the realist.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all ready for mine?
I'm ready.
Have a look, Dubé.
Have a look.
Zimbabwean soccer player.
Have
a look. It's the first name. Dubé.
I'm here now and I'm gone later.
Yeah. Dube. I assume it's Dubé or Doobie.
Who's he play for?
I just said it. Zimbabwe soccer player. Have a look.
That's South Africa.
Hey, have a look. Okay, what? No. Have a look. Come here.
Well, I'm going.
Have a look. All right, so there you have it. That's crazy. I mean, imagine that mom and dad must have been stone cold drunk or something. Oh my gosh,
stone cold drunk, man.
I just lost my thing. I was gonna. Sorry, I'll figure it out when we get there. While you're reading your poem. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Rangers. Every day.
Did they lose last night?
Every day they didn't play, which means they didn't lose. But they're 60-63.
They're only 2 out in the division, and they are they're on the top of the wild card heap.
Yeah, but still,
there's
I mean,
seven.
we just want to be aggravated more longer in the year. Is that what we want here? Although I have an argument with myself, and I'll say this drives me crazy. I can't stand to watch them. I cannot stand to watch them. And then I remember in 2023, same thing. And then they kicked butt in September.
Was it September? Were
Uh-huh.
they bad in August like they are now?
No, it was August back then.
Oh, okay.
It's just like it is now, but they didn't. We don't have the studs that we have had then now.
Yeah,
They
like I
think
said,
they still got one streak left in them, but boy, going 2-5 on the San Francisco and Athletics trip.
You
yeah,
mean the Angels?
we got whooped by the
We
Angels.
got the Angels and then the
Los
Athletics,
Angeles
and we
Angels.
lost both series.
Yeah.
And now we
Yeah.
come home, and I think we're playing the same teams until the White Sox get here.
Yeah, like I said a couple shows ago, I like when we compare to the 2023 team, it's like 2023 team we had 6 all-star starters. So
Yeah,
it's like it's not really the same, but the team at least, but what we're doing is kind of the
yeah, and
same.
we had a different manager at that time.
Yeah.
Terry says Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. Preach it, brother. Matter of fact, my column on Substack this week is I forget the headline, but something like football season is here, and I'm making bad decisions once again
Once
because
again.
I'm going to be claiming all the things we say to ourselves. Why do we do this? We know good and well. I'm saying this is what we've said in the past. I'm not saying it now, but we know good and well the Cowboys aren't going to go there because we've been saying it for 35 years, as Sammy wrote in his column. But I'll
Sam,
be damned. But there's hope alive, right?
what do you think about the signing of Von Miller?
Yeah, I mean it I think it's cool. I mean, he's 38 years old,
37.
37, probably 10 years out of his prime.
Yeah.
I think it's a good addition. When anything defense, I think that we could use. But yeah, it's gonna be weird,
Where did
interesting.
he play college ball?
Oh,
A&M, where he played high school ball.
DeSoto.
Very good.
oh yeah.
That's right.
So, I didn't watch much of the Saturday night game, but we had a undrafted rookie by name of Brown who made 2 touchdown catches, and they say he's been tearing it up in preseason. So,
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
too.
I
Kid is good. He's making a name for himself.
yeah, I mean that's what's preseason's for,
Yeah.
right?
exactly.
So
And I mean our backup quarterback is a youngish, a good player. He played at
talking about Sam Howell, he's
yeah.
third. He's the third on the list. You
Oh, he
got Joe
is.
Milton in
He's above
between.
him. Oh, then never mind.
Yeah,
So
but that's the way it is now. Who
yeah,
knows what it might be?
true.
All right, so there you have it. We'll see what happens. Sammy's got a column tomorrow. What's it about, Sam?
About the defense of the Cowboys.
The
So
defense has been a missing link, right? So we'll see
yeah,
if the Cowboys have a decent to
not
just a
even
little bit
good.
better than decent.
Yeah.
One of the cheers I like in the stands is one person holds up the D and the other one the
Defense.
fence.
Yeah, that's I like that too. All right, so a few what terminations, daylight savings time. It's one of these things. I remember taking about 10 or 12 years ago, taking a politician to task who was advocating that we get rid of it, and he was making a campaign out of it, sort of, just a single campaign thing. And I'm like, dude, don't you have something better to do in office? Nobody's going to put you in office to worry about daylight savings time. But now it's a bigger deal. Trump's going to, I think, sign in order that we don't have the switch in the fall and in the spring, which I'm grateful for. I mean, I think it's all kind of weird in the first place that what it was based on, which was supposedly having an economic positive impact. I don't know that it really has that much of a, I think that was all like everything else we're told that, it was great for you. Really wasn't or isn't. So I hope that they just do away with daylight savings time. On the other hand, I don't live in a city where there are 2 time zones. You look at a place like Phoenix City, Alabama. We were talking about this in prep. I didn't mention it, but Phoenix City, Alabama has the line from Central Time Zone to the Eastern Time Zone and goes right through the middle of it.
Hmm.
So if you live on the Central Time and you got to go to a shop or a business or a restaurant on the Eastern Time Zone, and one of them closes at 6, their
Yeah.
time, it closes at 5 for you.
That's
Up in North Dakota, the Missouri River comes down and it takes a big bend, and the time zone is not following the state line, is following
The river.
the river, and there's like 100 miles. You could
Yeah.
be out of kilter.
Yeah. So I mean, anything that makes life simpler, I'm going to be for. But in this case, and I'm okay with daylight savings time. But it's just, the sun. If the sun is going to come out today, it's going to come out for the same number of hours,
Right.
regardless of what time it is. All right. So it doesn't mean that you get sunlight. People say we get daylight. Well, we get the sun longer. Well, no, you really don't. You get the sun the same amount of time. It's your clocks are
I
different.
don't like the sun waking me up in the morning, and so we're better off that way in the
Yeah, you
morning.
like it.
And there's a certain coziness about it being dark at 5 o'clock at night.
I don't.
I don't have
I'm not.
I don't have a
I'm
problem
not.
with that
I'm not.
schedule.
Well, I mean, I, I'm good with it being light till 9 or 10 o'clock. I like that because I'm a late
But it's
night,
winter,
late
so you
night.
don't expect that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we'll see what happens. Um, about the mom and daughter that again, these are tarnations that we do every show. Mom and
Can't
daughter
stand this.
go to the WNBA game, and we've spoken plenty about the WNBA on this show. But they go to the
too
game,
much, frankly.
the game on Sunday. My wife's
Stuff
gonna get
keeps
mad at you for
happening.
saying that.
Well,
But goes. They go to the game on Sunday. The Atlanta Dream with can't make a layup, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. All right, and it's a good game. Goes to overtime. The Fever win. Blah blah blah. Well, this mom and daughter are wearing shirts by a company, a brand called XX minus XY. So XX is the women minus XY men. Makes sense to me. So they're at this game and get told by a security guard that they have to either change their shirts, cover them up, or they're going to get kicked out. And,
that
and
ain't right.
We don't
and
have a
it's
video of that,
dead
do we?
wrong. No, it's not a
Okay.
video. Upon further examination, the security guard didn't even know, has admitted that he didn't even know why why he was asking them to do what he was telling them that had to do, or they were going to get kicked out. He from what the reports are is that there were enough people complaining in the fans in that area that they didn't want them wearing that shirt, as though there's something offensive about XXY,
I don't
XX
understand why you
minus
can't just
XY.
look up and watch the basketball game
Yeah, I
that
mean
you
you're
paid
there
money
for
to
it,
go to. You're
but
staring at
but I,
somebody's shirt.
It's nothing dirty, and we do still have free expression, and so now we as a basketball franchise are suddenly uh, kowtowing to what fans have told you about other fans.
yeah, I mean I guess
It's weak,
yeah,
weak as
it is
water.
a very strange thing. It's offensive, but I don't like crying being offended because it makes me sound like a wimp. I can deal with it. But I will say this on the macho side of life, if I'm at a Dallas Wings game, which
Slim chance.
you'll never find me there,
I'll be
but
there
if I'm
August
there, I
30th.
know Bob goes to them.
I'll be there.
You'll go when?
He got me tickets August 30th.
Who are they playing?
They play the Phoenix Mercury.
Name a player for Phoenix.
Riveting stuff, isn't it? I have no idea.
Compelling.
You know a player for the Wings?
Paige
Paige
Beckers,
Beckers.
Aussie Fudd. That's it.
Who? Aussie.
Aussie.
That should be on our
That
names
should have
list.
been Aussie
But
Fudd.
but I go to a Wings game and I'm wearing an XX minus XY shirt, hat. I don't care. I'll put a sticker on my forehead if I have to. And anybody tells me I got to leave, I'm not leaving. I would rather get arrested. I know I sound like one of these lunatic
Yeah, no, I'm
lefties,
with
No,
you.
I mean
but
I would too.
I'd rather get arrested and say, "What?" Not because I want the attention. God knows we don't want that, but because that is absurd.
We've had this conversation numerous times, but I'm sure the WNBA doesn't mind this at all because, as I have said, rightfully so, all publicity is good publicity. At least they're still in the public's eye.
We'll tell that to Ted Bundy. Look at when that publicity led him to what he get the chamber electric
What?
chair.
Who's? Oh, he's
Ted
a
Bundy
serial
was a
killer.
serial
Yeah.
killer. Yeah. Uh, all right. So we have that, and I just can't really believe it. How about the governor of Kentucky, along with Kamala Harris, along with other people on the left, who are advocating that we get rid of the Electoral College. Now, Sammy, I sent you guys, all the kids in our family last night, our adult kids.
Yeah, at 12:10.
I sent them a question that
That ain't
we
right.
should have played it. We should have played it. That it came from Fox, Jesse Waters' show. He's got Johnny, his little sidekick, who's hilarious. Sent him to Jersey Shore to ask uh, boys and girls on the beach. I'm talking about teenage or young 20s on the beach. What certain questions like
What?
who is the vice president of the United States?
Okay.
How many Supreme Court justices are there?
I have no idea.
What's 9?
9.
What states border California? These kids, only one of them would get it right. And it wasn't the same one each time. I mean, it was like, what in the world
In
are
what
we,
state? Where did he go?
what states border California?
Oh.
Name a state that borders California.
Nevada.
I said to
I'm just gonna
Sonia,
stay
Or-
silent.
Oregon.
I'm just gonna stay silent.
I said to Sonia, I said, our kids better be answer these questions. So I sent it all to y'all.
I was asleep. I haven't even looked at it.
And Ellie wrote back one. Ellie says, and the question. Let me just tell you what
Oh,
this
yeah,
this
yeah.
is this is hilarious, really. Kennedy said, "Oh, no," she said she didn't know because the other day someone was talking about President Andrew Jackson, and she thought it was Randy Jackson from
The
American
judge,
Idol.
the judge from American Idol.
Cut it out.
Oh my gosh,
Kennedy.
this is our future. So Sammy, learn this stuff. You know who the Vice President of the United States
Yeah,
is?
JD, our next president.
Who's the Secretary of State?
Dad,
Marco Rubio. Know this stuff. Who's the
Hi.
governor of Texas?
Abbott.
All right. So, but anyway, we have more and more people advocating for the Electoral College, and the concern I have is that our next generation doesn't know what the Electoral College is and doesn't know why it exists. And maybe there are some that are older that don't know either. There's two questions.
And who is advocating for it?
Andy Beshear, who's the governor of uh, Kentucky, which is an important state in this country, and he's a bit of he's a weasel to me. He's more feminine than he is masculine, and he's just he molds himself into whatever he needs to be. And Andy Beshear.
Do you not understand that the Electoral College parallels the House of Representatives? And the reason our forefathers wisely, with so much forethought, realized that we can't have big population states dominate. So the
Yeah.
states can get 2 senators, and the representatives are based on population.
Right.
And it parallels the Electoral College. And you can't throw out the Electoral College without saying, well, what are we going to do with the House of Representatives?
Yeah, the whole reason for people like Kamala Harris and Andy Beshear and all the rest of them, because you talk to anybody on the left, particularly those in D.C., they want to get rid of the Electoral College, particularly when they're not in power, and because they know that without the proportionate nature of the Electoral College, which basically says that all states can impact and have a say in our election cycles, a president, whatever else that we vote on. There has to be for what we call flyover country, which are states in the Midwest and uh, like Kansas and Iowa and those states. They need to have as much. Those people deserve as much as a say in who's our president as the what do you want to call the hell of LA. And because if you don't have the Electoral College, what you then have is a country that says, okay, who uh, the most popular in terms of votes candidate wins. Okay, so what are you're gonna have LA, which has however many multi-millions
Oh,
of
yeah.
people. You're gonna have San Francisco, you're gonna have Chicago, you're gonna have New York City, and it will be maybe 4 or 5 cities that because of that hub of Democrats that are in these big blue cities are going to choose will almost always choose the president of the United States, and we get left out of it.
And it's going to go in reverse for the Democrats because remember this. We've talked so much about gerrymandering, and we know that Massachusetts is such a gerrymandered state
Yeah,
that they have 0 House of Representatives
yeah,
in the House of Representatives.
yeah. It's it's
from
just
Republicans.
for Republicans, yeah. And there are other states like that where, I mean, if you're a
And in
Republican,
Washington, California,
yeah,
they're way out of whack too.
yeah. So say you're a Republican in California and you want to be represented in the halls of Congress and the state of state legislature, you don't get any because of the gerrymandering that goes on. Sonia says she said and she did. None of our kids know the answer.
I didn't know the
Sammy, you were the
Secretary of
one
State.
hope I have.
I don't even know what really that is.
Secretary of State is the guy. You look it up. I'm not going
It's
to
in
tell
the
you.
cabinet.
Look it up. That's
Okay.
your job. On Thursday, I'm going to ask you more about it.
Hillary Clinton had that job in the Obama administration.
Yeah, she did, which means
Oh
she
Lord.
basically represents us in the world with people at her level that represent their countries. It's different than a president. She's
And
not
yet,
the ultimate decision maker.
and I could see Donald Trump with JD as president, Rubio as vice president. He goes, I'd be happy to be Secretary of State.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean,
He
I
would.
really, I think Trump's having a blast, just, just baiting the
Is it the
left.
fake news, or where am I getting this stuff again about his health being bad again?
Yes, it's there's nothing to prove that it's factual. It's just that's what we're going to talk about in a little bit. Echo chambers and sound bites. You know,
How old is he again?
so he's 80.
82?
I think he just no. I think he will be 82 when he's out of office. I think he's
Okay.
80.
Wow.
So just for those of you watching that care, Electoral College is vital to um, the success of this country and to making it fair when it comes to elections. All right. So there you have it. I'm not going to talk about, I got Angel Reese on here. I'm not going to talk about that. Let's talk about Texas football. So here we are. Next week it starts Texas football. Sammy wrote a great column last week about Texas football
It's
and the
awesome,
magic
man.
of it.
It's all you can feel it in
Uh,
the air. It's awesome.
Waxahachie is, according to Dave Campbell, is number one in the state. Although the polls most people look at, and I don't think you should look at any poll and care what it says. But it's fun to say if it's your team that Dave Campbell has Waxahachie as the number one 6A team in the country.
He's
Wow.
I
he's
mean,
quite
in the
the
state,
expert of that too.
he is an expert. But then you have Duncanville
We're number one in Texas.
in Texas. I think we may be it's either we're in the top 10 in the country or or like 12 in the country.
I didn't.
I mean, we got some studs for Waxahachie. We got a defensive back
Wow. I did. Yeah, that's
that'll be in
awesome.
the give him 3 or 4 years and he'll be in the NFL. No, we didn't win state. We
Okay.
went deeper into the playoffs than we have in a long,
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
only
That's right.
time Waxahachie's won the state championship was in 1992.
Yeah.
So we have that about to kick off.
Did you
How
say when it starts? When is it?
a week from this Friday night.
This Friday night. Okay.
Now there may be some Thursday games, but I
Yeah,
don't think
scrimmages or
so.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the season starts on the 28th.
I'll be
Something like
rooting
that.
for life school too.
Yeah, life school.
Yep.
I want to mention two things that are on a local basis. Matthew Zeich, who is the county commissioner of precinct 2, we know, or you should know, that he was arrested back in June, twice within a 2-week span, roughly 2-week span. He was arrested for being accused or allegedly stealing meat, beef from Walmart in Ennis. So he was shoplifting. And because of the amount that he shoplifted, it was a misdemeanor. I think in both cases, it was a misdemeanor in different levels. So B misdemeanor or misdemeanor C, whatever all that stuff is. I don't follow it, but it wasn't to the level where he could be charged with a felony. Because if he gets charged with a felony, or in in just a basic sense, has to resign from office. But this guy, who I do not know, I reached out to him. He doesn't answer. Uh, has been quiet since then. And my column tomorrow in the Sun is about this. It's about 9 weeks later, after being arrested twice as a sitting county commissioner, new one, the guy goes AWOL. Then he shows up for commissioner's courts. Doesn't really say, well, didn't say anything related to what he did or what he was accused of doing. And then last week he comes out again, 9 weeks later, he comes out with a statement basically taking the county judge to task for the budget that he claims is 12% increase. First of all, it's another soundbite, and until you really examine any budget, you don't know what you're talking about if you just say, "Oh, that's a 12% increase." You got to look at all of it and understand um, what's going on, prior year history, all that stuff. If you have any sense of finances, you know that's how you go about examining, investigating, and understanding a budget. So this guy comes out with a statement, and in that statement, and I am paraphrasing because I can't remember the direct quotes, but he says he's looking out for the people of Ellis County. So that was it for me. I've been fair, I think. I mean, I came out early on and said that this is unacceptable. The guy should resign, and he should have, in my opinion. Uh, he was arrested twice for what allegedly Walmart deemed is not a one-time act. In addition, he drove his county provided vehicle, truck, to the Walmart, which in and of itself, I believe is a felony. And I think we'll see if he gets charged with that. If he gets charged with it, then he's got to go. But putting all that aside, the guy is now going to make the claim that he's looking out for the people of Ellis County, that he has the wherewithal to be able to understand a budget and to be able to manage it appropriately for his precinct, blah, blah, blah. But has not said one thing about what he's accused of doing. Now Walmart has it on video. There are others that I think will have corroborated this, uh, and so I'm not suggesting that the guy come out with a statement that says I did it and I'm sorry. I'd like for people to have that approach, but you get attorneys around you and they're going to tell you keep your mouth shut when it comes to this case. Don't say anything. But he could have said, I'm sorry for the chaos it's created. I'm sorry for the hassle. I'm sorry for the distractions, so on and so forth. But he has said nothing. And to me, as I've said to others, both publicly and privately, that's either audaciously arrogant or magnificently stupid. And it's either one or the other. And so I'll write about it tomorrow.
And on the other side of all that, take away the ethics and whatnot. I kind of want my people in those positions to be smart. And if you get caught and then you turn around and come through the line a second time doing the same thing, you're dumber than a rock.
Yeah, that's either, again, in my opinion,
Hello.
it's either audaciously arrogant or magnificently stupid. And I opine that in my column tomorrow. And I'm not here to jump on somebody. I'm just here to say, look, the county deserves to be deserves to be its best in all facets: infrastructure, budget, spending, uh, people. All of it deserves to be top quality, just like our city deserves to be top quality. And I know, and people will just have to take me at my word that the city has got issues, and that if we don't address these issues come next election cycle, which is next spring, we're going to find ourselves in a world of hurt. I'm telling you, the people that sit there, and at least three of them that sit there on that city council, are disaster. And for the most part, other than Matthew Zeich, I like our commissioners, and I'm a fan of John Ray, our county judge, interim county judge, or fill-in county judge until uh, November's election, and then January 1st when the new judge takes over. But I'm with you. I mean, we can't have somebody that's sitting in office that's either one of those two things, either audaciously arrogant or magnificently stupid. We can't have either of those. And Matthew Zeich is proving to be one or the other. He isn't both. He's one or the other. So there's more to come on that. And today's a big commissioners court day because that budget is being discussed. So we'll see what pans out. But I want people to be aware of it. The other is,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I got a quick little tarnation. There's all kind of scams going on. I was the victim of a scam. The Waxahachie police helped me out of it. That was tremendous. My wife got a call at 7:15 yesterday morning. This is a scam about a guy saying that you missed your jury duty at 1100 Commerce downtown, which downtown Dallas Commerce Street Court doesn't just handle Dallas, they handle the surrounding counties
Oh,
also
I know.
on the federal level.
Yeah.
And so the judge has got a warrant out for your arrest, and you were given two uh, written warnings, and then a marshal came to your door and served you a summons, and you signed, and now you need to go down to 300 Jackson and Waxahachie to that courthouse, and you need to
Hey.
sign something so that they can compare your signatures. And then we're thinking, well, this is so ludicrous. Where's the money? Now you got to go get two $7,500 bonds to go with that. And you go down there and then you're going to put them in the machine. And you just watch out for that one.
Well,
Cut that one off
what's
early.
sad, I mean, the only, well, we have our son's aunt and uncle and then Sonia's mom. Sonia's mom, the scammers can't get to because she's in assisted
Yeah.
living and she doesn't use a phone anymore. Our Sonia's aunt and uncle, her uncle has Alzheimer's, but her aunt doesn't. Very smart, and so she would know what was going on. But there are people that will fall for that. They
Yeah.
will go down and get $7,500 deals. And I said when we first started our show, there are some guys out in the world who make a living, a good living. One of them is right here in Dallas, Fort Worth, going after scammers. They have a podcast and they show you how they expose scammers for you, and you send them you send him those texts, and
Yeah.
he will look at it, he'll read it, and then he'll make the effort to call them and flush them out.
And when I jump in on the deal, I'm her husband, and he goes, "Oh, well, remember this? I told you that this is all being recorded. If you do anything to interfere with this,
Yeah,
you're in jail too."
yeah. I got two words for that dude. So be aware of that. It's everywhere. The other thing I want to mention about Ellis County is that there is a budget that's being proposed. The budget, again, I'm not going to characterize it as any sort of increase. We got knuckleheads like Brian Harrison who couldn't shut up if you paid him, running around putting out press releases that it's a 12% increase and he's here like Zyke to protect us and blah. Brian Harrison wouldn't know. He doesn't. I mean, people love him and I get it, but it's all about echo chambers and sound bites. The guy is the worst representative in this country and is laughable at the hysterics that he goes through. So anyway, there's things happening here in our county and we should be aware of them. How about the Virginia guy commits a murder, I believe it was, back in 2019, all right? Claims he's insane. He is then in trial and through examination determined to be insane,
Okay.
all right? So they put him in a mental hospital. 7 years later, I guess he's earned enough gold stars or what have you
Good
to
behavior
be
points.
deemed worthy of a 48-hour extension, or not extension, but furlough, go out and have a good time, whatever he does. What does the guy do? Jumped on an airplane to Turkey
Really?
and is now, we'll never see the dude again. It's a Virginia guy. I just don't get how dumb some people in key positions are.
And how sane that person was.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty sane to convince people you're insane, right?
Right.
A crazy person isn't going to have to, a crazy person can't convince you that he's crazy by coming up with this really highly intelligent strategic scheme. He's just going to prove to you he's crazy because he's crazy. This guy is not crazy. He bought a ticket, got on an airplane, flew to wherever, then flew to Turkey. And I'm assuming Turkey doesn't have an extradition deal where, you're a criminal over there, they're gonna send us back and send him back. He's not coming back. So there you have it. I mean, it
Like
just
Jack
never seems to
Nicholson
end.
in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
All right, I'm gonna before we get to our one of our subjects here, I want to just share with you a couple of videos. One, this serves. I will be the first to admit this serves absolutely no purpose other than to just say the leading candidate on the left, Kamala Harris, she's the top of the polls. It won't be for long because you'll see once we get into the deeper into it, that'll all change, particularly with these, speaking of crazy, these crazies going on with this socialist communist stuff. But Kamala Harris just can't help herself. And I don't know why if I ever get to that level, will one of you guys, I know Sonia will tell me, so I don't have to ask you, but I am. Promise me you'll say, Scott, don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore. So here's Kamala Harris, just given a. This is very brief, but this is her still. This isn't from 3 years ago, 2 years ago. This is her now.
I think there are some things that we need to do that are just about our attitude about these things.
All the laugh.
When I was growing up, oh, you got an attitude? Well, actually, I am advocating for having an attitude. I think
That's it.
there are some things.
I mean, that's an interview with, of all people, Stacey Abrams, one of the most crooked politicians in America, in Georgia, and Kamala, I don't. Surely she watches herself. Now, I don't. I rarely watch this show, unless we're having an argument about one of us said, and I go prove y'all that I'm right by watching it again. But I rarely watch the show. I don't want to watch the show per se. I mean, I know what we've done. I'm not here to watch myself on a little podcast, but she's all the time in the news. Don't you think somebody would say, just watch yourself, just watch, and then stop doing that? Stop with that cackling, stop with the stupid statements, stop with the word salads. But she still, even today, after all she's been through, she still does it. Contrast that with one of the Reagan videos, Sammy. This is, I came across this the other day and I thought, how refreshing is it? This goes back to 1992, I believe. But I want you to hear, for those of you that are too young to know much about Ronald Reagan, like Sammy, those of you old enough to remember the powerful nature of Ronald Reagan, contrast what we just heard out of Harris, just anecdotally, this the way she is, with this. This is Reagan in a speech in 1992.
To top it off, they even tried to portray themselves as sharing the same fundamental values of our party.
Talking about the Democrats.
But they truly don't understand the principles so eloquently stated by Abraham Lincoln. Quote, "You cannot strengthen the weak by weakening the strong. You cannot help the wage earner by pulling down the wage payer. You cannot help the poor by destroying the rich. You cannot help men permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves." To top it off, they even tried to.
That's the Republican National Convention address in again, I think it's 1992. Yeah.
No, you mean
1992. Yeah. So the powerful Ronald Reagan that put America at the very top. Those are the things that we espouse today, and that we're seeing being attacked by those in this new Democratic, Socialist, Communist Party people who want to do just what he says we shouldn't do. We can't strengthen the weak by weakening the strong. We just can't do that.
and that convention was held in Dallas.
Was it? Yeah.
And the host hotel was the Anatole Hilton.
Yeah.
And they had brought in two huge stone sculptures of elephants in the lobby.
Nice.
They're still there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he references Abraham Lincoln and another great president. Do you know that Abraham Lincoln, I don't know if you've realized this, Jeff, and Sammy probably will hear this for the first time. Maybe both of you will, but Abraham Lincoln was the first Republican president in the history of this country. And
Well, the Republican Party was in its infancy.
But people, I think people look and say, I don't remember what number he was. He was in
What
the
number
teens.
was he?
He
Oh.
was in the teens.
Oh.
But people, you say that to them, and you say, wow, the country wasn't introduced to Republican
Philosophies.
ethos until the 1860 something. And it's when you think of it in those terms, it's like, holy cow, I didn't really ever think about that, him being the first Republican president. So I just wanted you to hear Reagan, and man, could our country use a Reagan today?
Oh,
And
yes.
I love Trump, but I think I think Trump, when it's all said and done in a couple of years, our country will need to be refreshed. And uh, and so I look forward to who might step up. Could be J.D. Vance, could be Marco Rubio. All right, so there you have it. Sammy, cue up the Massachusetts law. Massachusetts, last
video with your guy, right? With,
I don't remember.
with him.
Well, that's the video. You
It talks about it.
okay? So just get to it.
Yeah.
But Sammy is referring to Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah, that's
But this is Massachusetts. We know that abortion has been a stalwart issue in this country, and we know that on the right we oppose abortion. On the left, there isn't really any opposition, and so that debate, that battle, that fuse will always be lit. And I struggle with it. I'm not sure about you, but in that vein, I wanted you to hear what Massachusetts did last week. This is a video of the governor of Massachusetts. You'll know her because she's sitting down. They passed a law that says that abortion is legal in the state of Massachusetts up until birth. So, and people can say, well, that's not really ever going to happen, Scott. What you're talking about is extreme, so on and so forth. I once said a number of things wouldn't happen in this country, but they're happening. And so this says on the day before you are going to give birth, uh, scheduled to give birth, expected to give birth, whatever, you can murder your baby. And this is how they did it. And just watch the evil here.
So here's some really fun tape. Roll it, Sven.
Thank you.
So there's a happy bunch. You'd almost think they discovered a
good.
new cleaning product.
Yeah. So Greg is good. He's raunchy, and he makes good points via his raunchiness. But we don't do that, and so we're left with saying, what, in my opinion, we're left with saying, why the clapping, why the giddiness, why the law? I mean, a woman is carrying a child for 7 months, 8 months, 6 months, whatever the number of months. When does it suddenly become necessary to say, well, if you decide you don't want that baby on the whatever number of the day before the average length of a woman being pregnant before she gives birth, what about that needs to be why does that need to be in place? And number two, why so happy about it? I don't understand.
And where is the father's say so in all this?
Yeah, where are the fathers? Where are the men here? We hear the argument that it's my body, I can do with it I want, blah blah blah. Uh, but there's another body involved, and when when we believe that I believe abortion is wrong from the anytime it happens, and that inception, that's when the child is a human being, and so I'm opposed to abortion from the get-go. Uh, I, so I can't fathom it at all. On the other hand, there are people out there like we're seeing in Massachusetts and in my own city. I remember somebody coming in to see me at the Daily Light when I wrote I oppose abortion and was livid with me. And I had to basically say, "See you later. We're not going to have this argue. You're not going to win me over." Um, so I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. And one of y'all can read what Chuck has written here, and then we can talk
Yeah,
about it.
I
But
can read it.
I wanted you guys to see that video. It's awful, and to see 15 or 20 women all standing around clapping just makes it just as evil for me as it can get. What is? Go ahead, Sammy.
Chuck says, went to the get together that talked about the taxes. Pretty sad to hear some of these things that they say during these meetings. I've been to the last 7, 8 budget meetings and I've not seen any of these individuals at any budget workshops. Then we get to the fiasco that happened with Grayson, and then the public speaking has short memories by saying, let the new county judge, blah, blah, blah. The new county judge only got approximately 30% of the vote. What a mess.
Look, I know Chuck and appreciate Chuck very, very much in many different respects. And Chuck is one of the people in my life who originally couldn't stand the things I stood for and were writing. Or I don't know if it was that. It was more he didn't. I think he can speak for himself, but he didn't like me based on what I portrayed in the public. And then we got to know each other better and realized that, you know, we have great similarities, and I have great respect for Chuck. And Chuck knows how the county system works. He worked in it. So he's saying that 30% of our population chose the new county judge, but not really, because the new county judge that I think was going to win hands down ended up, Lance Lane Grayson, ended up uh, taking his name off the ballot and dropping out. And so what was left were they were going to a runoff, he and Cameron Rayburn. And because Lane dropped out, Rayburn is the de facto winner. Now, I think they're going to be some write-in candidates for the general election in November, and I support those. I don't know Cameron Rayburn. I'm not. I'm not. I shouldn't say anything about it because I don't know him. I'm sure I'll get to know him more, but I'm happy to see people have some write-in campaigns. And for those of you that I've talked to that have told me that you're thinking about it, I encourage you to do it for the county judge. We cannot continue uh any of this what Chuck calls a fiasco. It's got to go away, and we got to get back on the right track. So I want to use this to lead us into our discussion for the next 5 minutes, and that is sound bites and echo chambers are killing, uh, and I use that word as a euphemism, but are killing society. And that is sound bites, because now no matter where we are, we get a sound bite. We can get a sound bite. I mean, you can wear Meta glasses and be enjoying your day. And if you have them on and listening to something or whatever, you'll catch a sound bite there. So in every other way, we get sound bites.
And when the phone gives you these notifications, you look at that and you go, "That's news.
Yeah,
That's news."
to that point, I'd encourage everybody to turn off their notifications. And so, but sound bites, we know what a sound bite is. Echo chamber is a setting in which the people you surround yourself with, the only ones you surround yourself with, are those who are going to tell you what it is you want to hear. So if you are uh, standing around and you're constantly with a bunch of people that believe the Electoral College or advocating getting rid of the Electoral College, and then you advocate for it, they're going to be cheering you and cheering you and cheering. That's how we end up with creeps in Congress. That's how we end up with people like Adam Schiff. The guy gets a bigger and bigger echo chamber. They say to each other what it is that each other wants to hear, and they vote for Adam Schiff. How do you think we end up with Somalis like Ilhan Omar in office? Because her echo chamber is the vast population of Somalis in Minnesota.
Right.
And so they keep voting her in. But echo chambers and sound bites are disastrous. So when we see a Brian Harrison come out with a little fancy statement on his letterhead and wants us all to believe that he's coming to the rescue because this budget is 12% of an increase without knowing anything about it. He does this. He tries to do it on the city side too. He just a dope, and then spews out his little sound bites, and then those who love him or are in his echo chamber take every word he says as verbatim. A guy like Brian Harrison was tight with Fauci from at the beginning of the pandemic, and then later is ripping Fauci, but nobody cares. You can change.
Yeah.
And so it's just sick. So I appreciate what Chuck has to say, and the reason the Sun exists is so that we can offer some degree of investigation, watchdog protection from people who would otherwise believe all of these sound bites and all of this echo chamber crap.
And the whole thing about the echo chamber is we hear more and more about people's lives getting more compressed, less people in your life, and you just got your closest people.
Yeah.
Okay, so your ability to get outside opinions is going away too.
Yeah, I mean, if you are politically want to be wise and know what's going on out there, watch other shows for yourself. Watch those who disagree with you. I mean, as hard as it is to stomach a Rachel Maddow or any of these people, just watch them. You don't have to watch them for 10 minutes, but you'll get an idea. That way, you're not relying on anyone else. With AI, you can investigate something in no time and get a sense of things. You can really just know what you're talking about because look, Brian Harrison in a three-man race won with 52% of the vote. Uh, and I am telling you guys, Brian Harrison is despised by his peers on both sides and will never get anything done as our representative. Never. And we these 52% believe that he's somehow down there, you know, uh, performing magic by getting this. He hadn't done anything in all his years, not one dang thing, and yet we have people that just adore him. So yeah, Chuck, I hear you, brother. All right, so it's
Rhyme time.
rhyme time. Let's hear it.
So this poem was not written for my Uncle Ernie, who died on Sunday afternoon at age 90, one day short of his 91st birthday, but it was written for a dear friend of mine who had a little ministry of going to hospice care and praying with people and talking to people in their last days. He said, "Do you have anything you could you write me a poem that I could share with the people?" And so I did. And when I knew my uncle's on his last days, I was in contact with my cousins and they arranged it for me to call over there. And I said, "Can Uncle Ernie hear what I'm saying?" He said, "He's hearing everything you say." I said, "That's good. That's good." So I read him this poem and I understood he died within about 2 hours afterwards. And it's called The Final Days. Now your caretakers are starting to circle the wagon. Your tail is just barely wagging. Body and spirits begin to dwindle. Your flame is merely a tiny kindle. The end is drawing near, yet your soul shows no fear. You are square with your maker, no worries about the undertaker. Your heart is at peace. The body is ending its earthly lease. The next world awaits, and yes, there are various fates. Thankfully, you know you live life right. You're hoping with all your might, wishing that when you draw your final breath, joy will be found in your death. So when you see that big pearly gate, you will know indeed heaven is your final estate.
Very good.
Thank
Yeah, very, very good. I'm gonna end before we get. Well, no, we're gonna do a day in history. How many of them are
We
there?
got 10 short ones. I pull a little 11,
All right.
and 3. You better get the bonus I got. Here we
All
go.
right, let's get it.
This is a tough one here. I didn't get it. John White, the governor of Roanoke Island Colony in present-day North Carolina, returned to Roanoke after nearly three years abroad to find the settlement deserted. The fate of the lost colony remains a mystery.
I have no 1849.
1512.
1590. President Woodrow Wilson
What?
issued his proclamation of neutrality, aiming at keeping the United States out of World War I. How long did that last? Not too long.
No,
1840.
1928.
1915.
What is in the 1840s that I'm thinking of?
Who knows?
The 19th Amendment to the Constitution guaranteeing American women's right to vote was ratified as Tennessee became the 36th state to approve it.
1917.
1945.
1920.
Oh,
Women's suffrage.
Getting smoked.
James Meredith became the first black student to graduate from the University of Mississippi.
29.
62.
63.
Oh my.
Scott, give me the bonus. Sam, fuck up with a bonus here. Here we go. The Woodstock Music and Art Festival in Bethel, New York, wound to a close after 3 days and nights with a mid-morning set by Jimi Hendrix. Come on.
I'm gonna go with
I'll go 1970.
69.
69 for the
Oh.
Oh
bonus.
yeah.
Good work.
Good, Sam. That was good.
Nice job, Sam. Hurricane Alicia slammed into the Texas coast, leaving 21 dead and causing more than $1 billion worth of damage.
What was it?
Hurricane
Oh,
Alicia.
hurricane.
Alicia.
85.
94.
83.
Yes.
In Athens, Paul Ham, that's Athens, Greece. Paul Ham won the men's gymnastics all-around gold by the closest margin ever in the event. Controversy followed after it was discovered that a scoring error cost Yang Tae-young of South Korea the title.
88.
92.
2004. A judge in Wichita, Kansas sentenced BTK serial killer Dennis Rader to 10 consecutive life terms, the maximum the law would allow.
2013.
2012.
2005, you snuck in there.
Oh,
Missouri Governor Jay Nixon ordered the National Guard to Ferguson, a suburb of St. Louis, convulsed by protests over the fatal shooting of a black 18-year-old named Michael Brown.
yeah.
Was I living there? 2018.
I'm going to say, I believe that was 2019.
14.
Oh,
And we close with a former neonatal nurse in a British hospital was found guilty of murdering 7 babies and trying to kill 6 others over a year-long campaign of deception as she preyed on the vulnerabilities of sick newborns. Days later, Lucy Letby was
Yep.
sentenced to life in prison with no chance for
There's a
release.
documentary
on
about that,
Netflix.
yeah.
It's horrible. When she was sentenced, I'll say 2024.
Days later sentence, so
22.
23.
We split it.
Well, at least I came out 6 and 5. Yikes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, we are sponsored by Hoosier Custom Meats in Italy, Texas. If you're looking for great beef that's been raised
So good.
off the land, Hoosiers is your place to go. They make some great or produce great food, and I hope you will check them out. Their information is on the screen. We also are going to be giving away state fair tickets, probably starting next week. We'll have some things that you are going to be asked to do in order to be included in the drawing for state fair. You got to be watching the show and listening to it. We may give you a clue or what have you that we'll know that you listened. So we'll be giving away those, and we have a lot of them, so we'll have a lot of fun with that. We're going to close the show with, let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Sammy, you want to do the roller coaster or the baseball to close with the show?
On the things that
Just to have a laugh. Okay. All right. So here's a video. Thank you, Tammy. Great. We appreciate that. And Terry 19. Oh, I don't know which question he was answering.
He probably got it right. We'll
He
just say
probably
that.
did. Terry knows his stuff. Anyway, here's a video of a guy sitting on the back few seats of a roller coaster, and he's going, having a blast, and all of a sudden he sees a shoe come flying at him, and he said, they say he catches a shoe. I don't think he had any choice but to get the shoe because they hit him. But you'll see when it ends where that shoe came from. Play it, Sam.
Oh my God! I got it! I got it! I got the shoe! Whose shoe do I have?
There you go. She was
take
sitting in
it,
front.
take
He was
it,
in
run,
back.
and don't say thanks. Come
Yeah,
on, girl.
I don't know how I had a video. I wonder if he had meta glasses
Yeah,
or
he probably
something.
had glasses or something like that. But that
Anyway.
shoe hit him straight in the mouth.
Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, thank y'all for being here.
John Rentz asked if he can email you.
Yeah, email me, scott@waxhatchyson.com. Thank you for asking. Chuck, great to see you here. Great to see everybody else here. And thank you for being here. We'll be back on Thursday. All yours, Jeffrey.
Have a great day and try to put a smile on someone's face today.